Well, guys, we have just come off of Easter weekend, and I have a question for the people of the Windy City, Chicago. What are you doing? What are you doing? How is it that you guys voted for Brandon Johnson? Crime has run amok. I mean, this guy wants to start communist grocery stores out there. Businesses don't want to be in Chicago. The Chicago Bears really don't want to be in Chicago because of crime. It's ridiculous, man. With this being Easter weekend, as expected, Chicago turned into a bloodbath over Easter weekend. Folks, stop voting progressive, man. Stop voting Democrat. The people in Chicago, guess what, man? You guys are already dealing with illegal aliens in your city, and we know that you guys don't like it. Are you going to continue to vote Democrat this November? Are you guys going to continue to do that? Or will you actually wake up and stop voting Democrat? Got to be honest, man. I'm pretty sure that some people will, but the majority, man, they're going to continue to vote for their own demise. Doesn't make any sense to me, man. It really, really doesn't make any sense. You guys ousted Lori Lightfoot because she was a disaster. And then you guys go out there and vote in Brandon Johnson, who actually makes Lori Lightfoot look like Ron DeSantis. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Brandon Johnson and his policies have failed Chicago. No other way to put it. I mean, he's been in office for what, like a year? Something like that? Yeah. Let's get into it, guys. The Chicago Easter Massacre. Let's talk about it. And make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Remember, live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. So here we go. Check this out. At least 32 shot during Easter weekend in Mayor Brandon Johnson, Chicago. The people in Chicago, they voted for this, man. I don't take any pride in saying that, considering, some of these people, some of the 32 that were actually shot were children. The only reason why this man was elected is because he's a black man. Another reason. Because other than that, man, obviously the people in Chicago are not voting based on policy, because he is extremely soft on crime. Who actually wants a mayor that is super soft on crime? Let's read this, guys. It says at least 32 people were shot, 4 of them fatally. In other words, they're dead. During Easter weekend in Mayor Brandon Johnson's Chicago. Democrat socialist, by the way. ABC 7 reported that the weekend's first fatal shooting occurred Friday. Then a 29-year-old man was shot in a drive-by incident in the parking lot in the 800 block of 87th Street. At 12:20 p.m. Saturday, a 41-year-old man was shot and fatally unwounded while sitting inside a home in the 8200 block of South Elizabeth Street. He was transported to a hospital where he died. This man was just sitting inside of a home. I guess, just like I'm sitting here right now, and then all of a sudden he gets hit by a bullet and now he's dead. Police believe the 41-year-old was shot by someone who knew him, but no other details on the possible shooter were given. 5 females are shot on Easter Sunday at 1 a.m. Now, normally we don't hear too much about females getting shot in Chicago, and we used to do these Chicago videos all the time. But 5 females were shot on Easter Sunday at 1 a.m. The Associated Press noted that this shooting occurred when an unknown assailant fired multiple shots towards them and fled the scene. The shooting victims were ages 6, 17, and 20. What? A 6-year-old, guys, was shot. The shooting victims were ages 6, 17, and 20, along with two 19-year-olds. One of the 19-year-olds was shot in the head and died at the scene. Oh, my God. The Chicago Sun-Times pointed out that 103 people were killed in Chicago January 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2024. 103. 103 people, guys, shot in Mayor Brandon Johnson's Chicago. And if you are a criminal, man, in Chicago, man, you got to be over the world, man, because Brandon Johnson, he doesn't actually blame the criminals. He cites other factors. He doesn't want to actually lock up any criminals. No, the criminals are his friend. It's not their fault. They're hungry. I remember when all the kids were out in the streets of Chicago. Was it last year? Early in the morning, midnight, bunch of teenagers looting, setting stuff on fire. He refused to condemn the kids. He didn't do that. This is astonishing, man. Chicago, why do you actually vote for progressives? In reality, it should actually be called, why do you actually vote for regressives? Because I don't see anything progressive about allowing criminals to run amok, people getting mugged. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't call that progressive. I would actually say being progressive is actually cleaning up the crime on the streets. Brandon Johnson is a disaster, man. This man is a complete disaster. He needs to be ousted, but I believe he has another 3 years of destruction for Chicago. Congratulations, Chicago. You played yourself, man. I'm going to ask this question again. Have you guys learned your lesson? Have you learned your lesson? I guess short term, we actually see what happens with Cook County. Most of the people in Chicago, how they actually going to vote in the presidential election this November. If they don't change their voting habits now, man, nothing is going to change. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.